introducing ourselves so we can know a little bit better the direction to go with this AMA. So, Mazed, would you like to say hi? Hey, Mazed, are you there? Sometimes people have a little trouble with Discord voice channels at first. FH, can you speak now? Hey, Griff.
Hey, guys.
Cool. Okay, so maybe you guys are having a little problem with microphone, I guess, but I'll just give a quick introduction of what we've been doing, and then you guys feel free to jump in, ask any questions, and we can have a flow here. So I'm gonna open the forum, share my screen. So here we are at the forum, and I think this is the best place to arrive and understand everything that's happening, although it looks a little bit intensive because it has a lot of information.
Libby, you're showing Discord.
Oh, thank you. Hold on. Here, is it working now? Okay, awesome. Cool. Yeah, so here we have a little bit of the sections of what are the places of interaction in the community. So I'll start with the working groups because it gives an overall perspective that these are most of the activities we have happening now. And the Token Engineering Commons is here to accelerate the token engineering field. So if you have any questions about what is the scope, what is the token engineering field, feel free to ask questions too. Actually, I'll start by showing this post that Jess made, that is what kind of proposals will be funded through the TEC, what is in the scope. So open source tools and research, education, and token engineering narratives and outreach. So we are in this moment now that we built so much of the structure of what is the TEC to welcome a lot of token engineering projects. So this structure, coming back to the working groups, is made of decentralized governance and how can we operate in a decentralized way. So this is a lot of what the SoftGov working group is doing, implementing Ostrom's principles for governing the commons. So a lot of the challenges of being a decentralized group is how are we going to organize ourselves? How are we going to work together? How do we make sure that we have mutual accountability, that we have conflict resolution in place for if any cultural challenge comes up? And we make sure that we have a mission, vision, values, that we are aligned in the purpose of what we're doing, that in this case is accelerating the TE field to spread token engineering open source goods to the world. So just checking on you guys, seeing we have Arvin is new.
Yeah,
Just
hi.
checking. Hello. Just
I
checking
joined
if you
last for Angela's event on Zoom, and so I'm coming back.
Oh, awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Just checking if there's any questions so far about like what is the scope, what is token engineering, what is token engineering commons.
I actually have one. So I've read a lot about CAD, and like I said earlier, I'm working through the education class, and I think it's super interesting. Is that was that developed by Token Engineering Commons, or did the Token Engineering Commons come afterwards, or how is CAD part of this or this group?
Do you want to answer this question, Griff?
Yeah. CAD is is near and dear to the Common Stack's heart, and it's a project mostly led by Block Science, and it is a token engineering project, just like Token Spice. But it's an open source like public good for token engineering, absolutely. But it is not really officially any kind of part of the Token Engineering Commons. The Token Engineering Commons is more of like, we're trying to be like the IEEE for token engineering, like an engineering association that supports a lot of projects that are valuable to the token engineering space. CAD being one of them, but also Token Spice, and also Token Engineering Academy, and Hitchhiker's Guide to Token Engineering, and all these other awesome, cool projects that are like really making it easy for people to become token engineers. We want to support all of them, or, well, we want to be the Schelling point to figure out which ones are the most important to support.
Cool, thanks.
Arvin, do you want to quickly introduce yourself and tell us what is the area you're most interested about or where you're coming from?
Yeah, sure. So overall, I would say that I officially got into the crypto space back in 2012. I launched a startup called Decentralized Bank, and so we did a lot of Bitcoin core development, and we'd explore actually wealth distribution. So some models. So it's very, very, very way early. Then later on, I ended up just working more on blockchain and both the robotics side, so on the academic side. So I published a few papers, and then after I finished school, I went off to work at the big banks because I was interested into what they were doing in terms of blockchain. So I explored a lot of things there in terms of integration and research, and then decided to go back to school to do a PhD, and that's what I'm currently at. So I'm doing research that integrates or explores the developments of between blockchain and robotics in the IoT field, and also I think for the past year and a half or 2 years I was looking into the behavioral economic side and the behavioral game theory side of some of these interactions when you have sort of enforceable agreements with like robot agents or between some synthetic devices. So there's a lot of behavioral aspects to this, and so there's like these economic models that we can develop. And so I ended up publishing a paper with 2 papers with my advisor on that. And then now I'm actually a Gitcoin kernel fellow. And so I saw a message that there was a token engineering research group, and it was just really quite interesting, in terms of like just economic models and how do you scale out some of these models overall. So that's why I'm joining here, and I'm starting to get my hands dirty with CAD. This weekend I spent time reading a lot of material, and I'm really excited to learn more and see how I can contribute to the community and your efforts.
Wow, amazing. Thanks for the intro. I'm so interested about the behavioral analysis part too. I would love to chat more about it later.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Cool. So I'll just give an overview of the working groups that we have going on. And of course, there are so many initiatives happening right now that are all over the calendar. If you guys are not in the calendar yet, you can join by coming here to the welcome category. And if you click here, there is a link to add the calendar to your Google Calendar. And there's so much happening. There's calls every day. There are multiple working groups, multiple hack sessions, including the initiatives between TE, TEC, CAD. So it's really cool, everything that's going on. So quick overview of the working groups. We have the Common Swarm that was previously Garden Swarm and became Common Swarm. That is taking care of all of the tech part of what we're doing. So basically creating the DAO and implementing all of the technical parameters that we need for launch. And the comms working group is, I think the Common Swarm calls are every Monday at 8 p.m. CET. So when you come in each one of the sections, you can find out when are the meetings happening, what are the resources you might need to catch up. And we have always the agenda linked to the calendar invites that are in the TE calendar link that you can add to your Google. So we also have the comms working group that is taking care of the narratives, of the memes. Now there is a meme party session every Friday, and the comms working group gets together every Tuesday at 6 p.m. CET. All of these calls happens on Discord. So if you're popping up and you see that is a call happening, you're always free to jump in. All our calls are also recorded. I think it's important to say that. I should have said in the beginning of this call. And Zaptimus is here. He's part of the transparency working group that is doing an amazing work of documentation. So all of the calls we have are recorded. They are timestamped. You can find them very easily in our YouTube channel. And now Transparency is doing further work to bring mutual monitoring practices as one of Ostrom's principles. And also creating audit materials for the working group. So how transparent everything is and how can we keep track of everything that's happening, because information needs to be available and it's so important. So we also have Gravity working group that is doing the Graviton training. So the Graviton training happens every Thursday at 9 p.m. CET after our community call. And it's really interesting. Juan has a master's degree in conflict management, and he put up this amazing course to bring tools for people to understand how to deal with conflict if and when it emerges. So he's offering POAPs after each session that you can claim. And if you claim all the POAPs, you're invited to become a Graviton in the TEC. And a Graviton means the person that will deal with any uncomfortable situation, any conflict, that will be prepared to do so. And also, this is open for any members of any communities. So if you know someone that wants to participate, even if to bring this knowledge to other communities, they are super welcome. And then we also have legal working group. So legal was mostly understanding our risks. What do we need to be safe for the hatch? What are the steps we need for the hatch, legally speaking? And the legal working group put up a proposal for the TEC to use the Common Stack Swiss Association as a legal shield for participating in the DAO. So now to be part of the hatch, every hatcher needs to be a member of the Swiss Association, and this gives this legal protection. But that is not the Swiss Association is not the TEC. Is just offering protection. And then we have the onboarding working group. So there was, hey Jake. So the onboarding working group is doing sessions to onboard hatchers and proposals. And the name might be a little confusing, and we're considering changing because a lot of people would join hoping to be onboarded, but this onboarding, it's more specific to hatchers that are the people that will be initializing the bonding curve, initializing the DAO, coming in to start the economy. So this group of people needs to be curated, and basically everyone that is here is coming because you are incentive aligned with the purpose that we've been propelling. And you would be invited to be a hatcher. So if any of you that are listening to this want to become a hatcher, you can talk to us and we can onboard you as a hatcher. So we also onboard proposals in the onboarding working group that are the token engineering proposals that want to receive funding when the DAO is launched. So we also give all the steps for people to submit proposals, even though it's super easy. You can come here to the proposal section. You can submit something to the advice process if you are not sure about what you're proposing, if you would like to hear from the community. It's a good practice to submit proposals to the advice process. But then you can also submit to the forum session that is for cultural proposals that don't need to be on chain, that don't need any financial value. So you submit them to the forum section. Proposals that will go to the conviction voting, that will go to the DAO, that will be on chain and will require funds. You can submit to the conviction voting session. And then the dandelion voting is proposals that will change the code, that proposing to change anything in the smart contract level goes to the dandelion voting first in the forum session, and then it also goes to the DAO. I'll stop a little bit to see if there's any questions so far.
When is the hatch?
We're planning the hatch for late March, early April.
Hey, I have a quick question for the legal working group. Are you guys also looking in terms of exploring like the legal enforceability of smart contracts and, for example, things like DAOs?
You mean looking in the
Like
I'm not sure if I
researching some of these I would say gray areas in terms of like token engineering and deploying these into like real world?
I wouldn't say that as much. I think it's mostly focused on like how do we build the TEC. You know, there's kind of like these two phases. We have to create the TEC as a DAO, and then the TEC as a DAO, as a commons, will actually fund projects that could do that kind of thing, right?
Gotcha.
Where it's like, oh, well, token engineering needs legal research, right? Okay, well, let's find a team who can do that. But right now, we're mostly just focused on how the hell do we launch a DAO ourselves? Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
And there's a really good blog post about our legal strategy, forum post about the legal strategy that we are using. And we found a nice middle way with the Common Stack legal.
Nice. Is it on Discord? The link?
It's probably, you could probably find it in. Oh yeah, there it is. You can probably find it in the legal working group pretty easily, but Livia is showing it on her shared screen.
Okie dokie. We'll take a look. Thank you.
Yeah, if you type legal.
Super cool. And we have legal meetings every Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah, every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, like New York time. You're more than welcome to join us.
Yeah, if you type legal in the search bar of the forum, you're gonna find us the first one that pops up.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
And then just to wrap up the working groups, we also have the TEC parameters. Jake, do you want to talk a little bit about the parameters?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, tech params. Okay, well, one, we're the coolest group. We're the coolest working group there is. You want to be a part of this working group because we have the most fun. Okay, no, tech params is the knit and grit. It's the nuts and bolts. We work on the specifics of what makes up the TEC and how the hatch is going to be. And your participation is awesome. And you can come and you can learn how all of these things actually work and what they do and how you can be a part of it. It is pretty technical, obviously. So we do like the devs, but you don't have to be that person to get involved. We do other things too that incorporate the community. More importantly, it's a huge educational base. So if you want to learn more about token engineering and you want to see how all of this gets done and put together, come on down. Actually, later today, I have a call for Hatch Params and Tech. So that's at 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come on in and you can listen and you can see what we're doing. Other than that, Sundays we have work sessions that you can pop into just to even more further educate or hopefully contribute. Anyways, that's the TEC tech params. Well, like I said, again, we're awesome. We're the coolest working group here. So I'm so glad I got to have this chance to tell you how cool it is. Yeah. Okay, Olivia, thank you.
Can I just back Jake up on how cool the Tech Params group is? I know it sounds audacious, but really, Jake is leading something that is probably the first time it's ever happened in the history of DAOs and blockchains, which is defeating the crypto technocracy, overcoming the crypto technocracy. We as a community are going to design our own economy, our choice. And it's not easy. We have to educate our economy, our community, and build tools so that we as a community can choose the parameters of the economy. And it might sound easy, but it's never been done. I mean, who chose 32 Ether? Who chooses the rebasement mechanisms behind all these rebasing tokens? Like even Badger, as cool of a community as they are, they have devs that design the dig economy, and that is that. So we have no community input, even if you're a Badger token holder. You don't get to decide. But we're changing that. The TEC is uniquely positioned as a token engineering commons to give the community the chance to actually design their own. And yeah, I think it's really cool, and it's a major step for DAOs and for commons in general. So yeah, Jake's right.
I'm always right.
No, awesome.
Seriously though, you don't it isn't about being technical either. We all are welcome. You just show up and be a part of this, and we break it down for you. So anyone and everyone, come on down. Thanks, Griff.
Hey, Boring 8877 and Cubo G, welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for being late, but I came up in the right moment of a great Griff speech about community involvement and setting parameters. That's what we want to achieve with you guys, but I don't want to disrupt this call. So maybe at the end.
No, this is an AMA call, so you guys can ask any questions. It's always good to interrupting, actually. This is the best call to interrupt me. So please do. And Boring, you wanted to say something?
Just glad to be here and enjoying my time. And hopefully I can learn something from here.
Awesome. If you guys want to quickly introduce yourselves and say what is that you're looking for the most in the TEC, I can hopefully point you in the best direction.
Sure, I'll start first. I do accounting. I'm still studying accounting. I did my 2 years into computer science. I'm involved into one hive most of the time. I also involved in other projects like Elastic DAO and more a bit kind of. Mostly I like TEC because it's involved into CAD and tokenomic. Honestly, right now, like making time for TEC is the only issue I have because there's a lot of things going on into crypto space, and if you want to commit into something else aside, like what you're doing right now, it's kind of challenging for me. So I'm trying just to keep up with everything as best I can and try to hop up in something that I feel I can get the most of it. Yep. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
So I'm Kubo. I'm co-founder of Hydra DX, which is naval construction for AMMs or CFMs. The main difference is that is multidimensional, but one liquidity pool for all assets, so it's not breaking. So the assets are not break into the pairs. And as this model came to my mind, and we were starting working on it with my co-founder, we realized that we need to invite or start to work with much bigger experts and galaxy brands than we are. So we were super excited about token engineering community, but in those times we didn't have much to show you. And for the easier cooperation and coordination, we started to work with Christoph Paruch, and then we onboard block science. So we are currently working on it with block science for almost 2 months. They build us. They helped build us CatCat of Omnipool, and finally, in very next few weeks, we would be able to invite you, try to onboard you, and get your feedback on it. We are also super happy to incentivize all of you who are able and who are willing to spend some time and play with it and help us to find more optimal parameters for the whole system.
Wow, that's awesome. Welcome, guys. Thanks for the intros. And for you, Boring, I would suggest going to the lab session. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. CET. Is it 5 p.m.? Let's see the calendar. Oh no, tomorrow there is the Gitcoin model collab that they're also looking into CAD. But on Friday there is the TEC lab at 1 p.m., 5 p.m. CET, yes. With YGG, and he's making awesome graphs and working so much with the parameters and the visualizations and the simulations and CAD. So for the CAD crew, I would recommend going to the lab. And Kubo, that's amazing to hear also. You might have a proposal to submit to the Commons when your project is getting to, you said in a couple of weeks you would get to a point of sharing. So maybe it's already in a point of proposing. And if you would like help with that, we can work with you.
Yeah, that would be great. I would really admire some help. I was contacted by a few people from token engineering community as well, and they sent to me links to the forum, but it's a little bit unclear for me, like what to do or how to start. Like there was, I found something about funding proposals, but we are not looking for funding. Actually, we want to contribute something to token engineering DAO or to others to incentivize them and to offset your cost or your time. So if someone can help me to write the right proposal for you guys, then we can start and to plan everything, because the whole protocol is quite complex. So we would need to think about the onboarding process and some introductions inter series as well.
Yeah.
Are you? Sorry, Olivia. Are you guys in contact with Jeff and Jess? They usually handle this sort of thing.
Yeah, I have contact with them. Yeah, go ahead, couple. Go ahead.
Okay, Griff, can you repeat the question, please?
Sorry, I don't know if my internet's not that hot, but are you? Do you know Jeff Emmett and Jess Sartler?
No.
They usually handle this sort of. They're usually the go-to people for this sort of thing, like participating in DAOs and DAO partnerships, the DAO to DAO like connections, and so they have some systems in place to try to make this work, and I can connect you. I'll just give you a DM with their handles.
That would be really great.
Awesome.
Sorry, sorry. Can you send me the invite link for TEC calendar? It will be much easier for me. Thanks.
Yes. Yes, I'll send it to you. Does anyone have any other questions?
No, thanks.
I have one. So I am on the quadratic funding group. That's the one I joined, and I clicked on the calendar invite, and I saw this one, but I didn't see like the calendar invite for the one that was mentioned for Sunday or any of the other days. So I was wondering if there's like a global calendar that I can take a look at. I'm not sure if I clicked on the wrong calendar.
If you go to the forum, to the welcome page.
Okay, going there.
Here. I don't know if you can see my screen. And then there is a calendar here on the bottom. And you find this calendar. And I think if you click on this plus, you can add it to your email, to your calendar.
Alrighty, yeah. I think okay, got it. Alright, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Monster.
I just wanted to ask again about the hatchers. I think that sounds like an awesome like position, sort of, being able to be involved in the launching of the DAO and all the cool stuff that I think it was Jake is working on in the parameters working group and stuff. What's like the criteria, or how many hatchers are you guys trying to onboard? Is it like unlimited, just whoever's interested? What does their involvement have to be? Stuff like that.
So there's a few steps for becoming a hatcher, and one of them is being accepted in the trusted seed. The trusted seed is from the Common Stack, is a concept to create a curated list of individuals that are aligned with the purpose of creating open source public goods and purpose aligned economies. So once you apply for the trusted seed and you're approved, then you're invited to become a member of the Swiss Association. So the Swiss Association is offering this legal protection to the hatchers. And the Swiss Association has a membership fee. This membership fee is of 550 DAI, but you can also apply for a scholarship and pay 0. So if money is a problem, it shouldn't be a problem. And once you enter the Swiss Association, you're going to be onboarded to be a hatcher. Or even before you enter the association, you're going to be onboarded to be a hatcher that will explain what does it mean to initialize the bonding curve, to be this early member of the commons. And yeah, that's basically it. And if you're interested, we can send you all the information and contact you about it.
Yes, that'd be awesome. Also, definitely drop by the parameters working group. Sounds like quite a bit of fun.
It is absolutely the greatest amount of fun.
I'm sold.
And yeah, anyone can be a hatcher if your intentions are aligned. Okay, this is crypto for crypto. We're making something different. This isn't about number go up. We're not apes. We're making something real.
Cool. Yeah, totally into that. Awesome. Thank you for the explanation.
So could it be possible to use token engineering DAO as our economic council for setting parameters, fees, governance, spending, treasuries, inflation rates, and all kinds of parameters?
Sorry, I didn't quite understand. Griff or Jake, did you guys understand the question?
Yeah, I was just basically addressing what the freedoms 00 told, that it's about crypto to crypto and DAO to DAO. That in our governance there is possible to have a governance body similar to Polkadot, and Kusama has technical council. We don't need actually the technical council, and much more. We need much more economic council, where, for example, participants of this economic council, they can set up like, for example, trading curves for between assets, or for example set up the better inflation rate, or better or different incentive schemes. That would be great. based on CAD and like other tools for modeling. I'm not sure if in the history of crypto one DAO was basically managing the other DAO, but it would be cool.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. That's that's exactly what we're doing. So yeah, let's we should sync. I'm gonna message you.
There's a
Yes,
great
please. I think yes,
there's a
please.
great
I think the problem why we didn't see this yet was that most of the founders, they are even founders of some prominent DAO projects. They are still like they don't want to lose the control over the project. But we are already like very distributed project. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a great DAO to DAO research happening in partnership between Common Stack, Block Science, Prime DAO, and Curve Labs. They recently published a blog post. I can also send you that. There's really interesting insights there as well. And yeah, this the losing control, losing power kind of thing, it has a lot to do with the culture. And I think if the culture has this ownership element since the beginning, it is easier for different type of structures to evolve later when this is thought from the very beginning in the design. And that's what we've been trying to do with the Austrian principles and creating since the beginning a very transparent and participatory culture. So we really promote this to be a duocracy, that if you see any opportunity or any problem that you want to engage in any way, that you want to make proposals, not only financial proposals, but also for how the culture should work, you're totally incentivized, and you have the full agency to do so based on all the processes that we've been creating.
Yeah, I'm not sure about like setting a culture, because the only values in like our culture are just openness, sometimes sarcasm, and that's all. Like the only prohibited behavior is cockiness or arrogant behavior. That's no need to set up a culture. Even like a lot of people who are already contributing or creating the content or helping with community management, they are doing it without like our orders or without our permission. So it's everything on the culture side.
Yeah, I think culture has necessarily something to do with order or permission. I think it can emerge from behavior, from what are the practices that have been emerging from people being together, working together. But yeah, there's definitely a balance of the institution and the agent having the permission to exist and to perform in the system. Hello, Mantis clone. Welcome.
Hello.
So we are approaching the end of the session, but if anyone has any questions, we can still
I have
take.
another one. I feel like
Sure.
I'm taking up a lot of time, but Does anything about the commons change after the hatch, or is it just that now it's officially on chain and I guess that has happened, but does anything about how it operates or yeah, I guess the purpose of it change after the hatch?
The purpose doesn't. I mean, the purpose is the same. It's the hatch is the initial, and the way it'll work is that it'll actually be 2 phases. There'll be first this hatch into a Moloch DAO, so we'll have a raise period, and then where people can initialize the bonding curve. Well, sorry, they initialize that. They don't initialize money. They initialize the funding source of the TE Commons into a Moloch DAO, and then the people who put the funds there, they will receive TEC hash tokens, and they'll be able to use those tokens to parameterize the bonding curve and the conviction voting DAO. And then this hatch DAO upgrades into a full-fledged commons. And then once that commons is live, now we'll have a portion of funds in a conviction voting DAO that can be allocated towards projects, and another portion of funds in the bonding curve, which sort of acts as the economic arm. It's the reserve for the bonding curve that allows us to have a predictable price discovery for the TEC token, which governs the conviction voting DAO, and people with TEC tokens then can allocate funding to projects. The big thing that changes, like right now, people who are contributing, they earn impact hours, and these impact hours will actually turn in to TEC tokens after the hatch. It was really cool impact hour piece that is kind of like, you could imagine it being the team percentage, but it's earned with elbow grease by anyone who contributes. Way more decentralized. I think we have 200 people with impact hours right now. And after the hatch, the organizational structure that is currently right now being funded effectively by people who are intrinsically motivated to make this happen, as well as impact hours, that will evolve into people will have to actually propose for. So a lot of the DAO operations will change because now it's funded with a funding stream that ends at the hatch. But other than that, I mean, once the DAO launches, obviously a lot of things change. Now there's an economy, a token of value that can go up and down in price. There's people with vesting, and there's actual voting. So things will get really exciting. And we'll already have projects. Maybe you'll have a project that would want some funding, I'm not sure, but that we can support early in the hatch, and we'll start coordinating. So I don't know. I hope that answers it.
Yeah, totally.
Any last question? Okay, so thanks so much everyone for coming. And Arvin, yeah, do you want to say something?
No, I was gonna say thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask anytime. Reach out and come to one of our working groups. Our community call is every Thursday at 8 p.m. CET. And please join this Telegram channel that is t.me/praise. So I can dish praise to all of you guys for coming to this call, and praise turns into impact hours that will become TEC tokens. So if you join there and say hi, so the bot recognizes you, I can dish you all praise.
And also, it's worth mentioning that Livia is giving a talk tomorrow at Denver at 2:45. Is that right, Livia? 2:45 New York time.
New York time, yeah. Time zones.
Yeah, time zones. 2:45 p.m. New York time, and I'm giving a talk in about an hour and a half, 1:20 New York time, on the Common Stack. Livia will focus on T. So if you want to learn more, that's a great spot. It'll be fun.